Okay, Sagittarius, this is Joe with Divine Daily Tarot. I'm going to do a money, finances, prosperity and abundance 4-week. We're going to look at each week, see what's coming your way, see if there is anything specific. This is the Dreaming Way Tarot. That's the first card. We'll take that. The Hanged Man. Let's see what else we get. Knight of Swords. Some of you might be making a decision to leave your job. Four of Swords. You may feel that you've outgrown your job, and then the first week of April, with the Hanged Man, you might feel that you've outgrown what you're doing. We'll see where that goes here in just a bit. The Knight of Swords, you may be making a decision. Oh, look at that, I can't even keep cards in my hands tonight. You might be making a decision in the second week to move on. Whether that happens or not, we'll see if that does, or if that's just your apathy coming into play and deciding to do that. But the third week looks like you might struggle with that decision, because sometimes it's just easier being comfortable. And then the fourth week, we have the Eight of Wands. That is movement, that's quick movement. So you may be, in fact, going somewhere and moving on. And we have, look at that. That was the first card out. This is confirmation, the Hermit with the Hanged Man. So you're definitely complacent with where you're at. You've outgrown it. You've probably grown up in this job for a number of years. And you may have spent some time in school advancing your career, or to move out of this career into a new one. For Sagittarius, second week, April 2020, we have the Three of Wands. So look at this, how perfectly this plays out here. You have the Knight of Swords, so making a decision to move on, which I think you're going to come to a decision, and that is confirmed with the Three of Wands. Just looking forward to that move. You know, the Three of Wands is really here, especially about actually taking action on a decision, and that's, to me, is what this represents. The Four of Swords, I think I said that you might struggle with feeling comfortable and not wanting to have to go through the whole big change. Sometimes, like I said, it's easier to be comfortable than it is uncomfortable. Two of Cups, to me, this represents, I apologize for that noise. The Two of Cups is really about, this is like a labor of love for you. So this is something that you have put time and effort in over a long period of time, and you're finally getting to the point to where you're ready to move on, but it isn't an easy decision. but it is a labor of love with the 2 cups. It's something that you've worked toward. And we have the Ace of Wands with the 8 of Wands. This is like magic here. So this is definitely a new beginning, and it happens very fast toward the end of April. I'm going to pull a couple more cards from this deck. This one wants to come out. This is the Magician. So look at, this is kind of interesting how this all comes together. You go from having the Hangman to just kind of being in suspense. And this is like self-imposed suspense. And then the Hermit. And I think this Hermit kind of represents progress along the way. It's like silent progress. It's could be involved in any number of things, and you have the Magician. So I think this is something that you've really worked toward for could be a number of years to finally get to this point. And we have the High Priestess with the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So again, this is, I mean, you have the Magician and the High Priestess. To me, both of these are kind of just representing almost the same thing. This is, alchemy. This is manifestation. This is a lot of prayer and effort put into, out into the universe to kind of align everything to happen for you the way you want. We have the 2 of Swords. So there definitely is the 4 of Swords. It was, to me, being comfortable, you being comfortable with where you're at, and it's almost easier to stay put. And you have the 2 of Cups, which is, to me, this is completely new. This is new love, but not romantic love. Like I said, a labor of love. This is an ambition and a desire to come together either with a new partnership, whether it's work or business. And there's definitely a lot of passion behind it. The 2 of Swords represents the decision. Maybe not feeling like you don't have all the answers at this point. There's some things that are left unknown, and usually that's for a reason. If we knew everything that was going to happen, we would certainly take the things that cause us fear and anxiety, and we would try and change those things, and we would mess things up, and we would really just put a wrench in our path. So there's just some things that are unknown about this that will probably give you anxiety. Page of Wands. And we have the Ace of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So you may be interviewing in the 4th week of April. You may be doing resumes. You may be doing things of that nature. But let's see if we can get to some messages about money, finances, abundance. This is all leading to up to that point, and there may not be really any change in the month of April. We have the 7 of Cups. So this is looking at the cups that you have. A lot of the things that are in your cups at the beginning of this month in April, a lot of the things are things that no longer interest you, or maybe some of them are superficial. Maybe some of them, these things you've outgrown, and so you're going to leave behind some things to move forward. And we have faith. You got that with the High Priestess. So this is a deep-rooted belief to me that what you want is going to materialize. Again, look at this. We have the Two of Cups here. And like I said, this is like a real fated thing. This is a labor of love. This is a passion of yours coming together. I'd like to see something more concrete about your financial situation. Three of Swords. So you might feel discouraged in this fourth week if you're, whether you're interviewing, whether you're starting a new job, whether you're doing resumes, no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, there is probably a level of discouragement and maybe at a point in time some negativity or some doubt. But let's show me more about this. Okay, so you have the Four of Coins. So this, to me, again, almost talks about financially you are okay where you're at. But you might have some disappointment because early on this month and through the month, you might be feeling like what you're trying to, the move you're trying to make might not bring you the amount of financial increase that you're looking for. And we have Strength. But this is something you're not going to give up on. Let's see. Let's just pull some general cards for the month. What else can you tell us? So we have the Eight of Swords. So there's that feeling of being trapped again, where you're at and wanting to make that move. I think that represents career move, wanting to, like I said earlier, you've outgrown that. And then we have Eight of Wands again. So there's this forward movement. But for some reason, just the cards don't want to come out to tell me more about your finances. And that's okay, because what that really means is there's probably not any change or any significant change in the month of April. But let's see, one more card from this deck. And we got the Four of Swords again. It's that. So you got a lot of repeating themes. This is a month of taking action. The results probably aren't coming until sometime later down the road. But I think that this really is a month of making decisions and taking action to make the move, make the level up that you want. And so it's going to be a month of work for you, but you have the drive behind you and you have that passion and that desire to level up in your career, in your business, your work. On the deck we have the Wheel of Fortune. That's, to me, is a good omen there. We have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of this deck. So here's a little, this is to me is, again, not in the immediate future in April, but, and then we have the Star. So you overall, you couldn't have a more positive reading, but there's going to be a level of patience that you're going to have. And I think the Star is really a wish coming true. Is kind of what I believe this represents. You got a lot of alchemy, you got a lot of magic happening here, and a lot of that is because of doing the work prior to getting to this point, and you're ready to hit the road and get moving. So I think overall, Sagittarius, this is a really, really good reading. You know, you might not see that increase you want to see this month, but eventually you're going to get to that point. And overall, this is a very good positive reading. So I hope it's helped. I hope you enjoyed it. If this fits with you, please do tell me about it, like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you for your time.